So, I want to talk about Stellar Blade. I downloaded the demo recently, in fact, last night, and now I have some thoughts about the game. Now I've actually played the demo. I did a lot of reading, but I've now played the demo. I've got some thoughts. So, firstly, I mean, I was obviously noticing the eye-catching beauty of Eve and the I can't remember the Techie, I think her name was, who was with her, obviously. Um, but the thing is that quickly passed because don't get me wrong, while looking at a beautiful woman is a great thing, let's face it, if that's all the game was, it would eventually turn really boring. If all you were going to do is just rotate around this female character, you were going to do nothing, just stand there, it'd get a boring game quickly. So once that passed, with only a minute or two and I was done, I was like, right, I had a good look, let's just carry on. So once that passed, I then locked in to the important stuff. Things like gameplay, graphics, music. So we're going to talk about those things. So firstly, I'm going to start with gameplay. It was excellent. And out of that gameplay, I'm going to start with exploration first. It was smooth. The exploration side, it was fun. Eve moved around the environment really well. Could interact with quite a lot of things. Places of importance were marked with the usual splash of yellow paint, but we're used to that. That's what they do, and it's good there for players who might not be used to finding hidden places and that. So, they mark places of importance. We're used to that kind of thing. It's not a big deal. But everything in the environment she ran through smoothly. And everything made sense. There was nothing that stood out as like, why is that there? You know what I mean? It all made sense. It all looked great. Everything fit to make it a very believable and interactive area. And there were lots of places you could go. There were no real... You could just jump over any railing and just drop to your death. It weren't like there were that invisible wall that stopped you. So, you could go anywhere, basically. Now, I'm going to move on to combat. Now, combat. Combat was fun. I keep using this word, but again, it was smooth. It really was. It was smooth, it was fast, interactive. In short, it really was a lot of fun. Also, some things work better than others, for example. Like a perfect... You can dodge and you can parry. And I found that for some monsters, it was better to do... And if you time it just right, the dodge or the parry, you do a perfect dodge or a perfect parry. So I found that for some monsters, a perfect dodge worked better than a perfect parry. So, for example, there was one monster where it had like a shield. Its arm was like a shield. It had like a shield in front of it. I kept trying the perfect dodge. But for some reason, it wasn't working. I'd get hit, or it did this thing where it flashed like a blue flash, and it grabbed me and then smashed me on the floor, and I just couldn't do it. So I switched to parry. And suddenly, doing a perfect parry worked. It couldn't grab me with its blue light thing, with its blue attack, because I parried it. I did a perfect parry. And when you do a perfect parry or a perfect dodge, it opens you up to a combination. So you can do like a slash after and lead into combinations from doing that perfect, because it stuns them for a second. So you can do that. So I found the perfect dodge got me absolutely annihilated. Perfect parry, I annihilated that. Because it was just more comfortable for me fighting that monster that way. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that's going to work for everybody. There's going to be people who probably prefer to dodge. It might work better for them, but you can do what you want. That's the good thing about this. You can, whatever works for you. If dodging works better, dodge. If parry works better, parry. But all I'm saying is, if you are facing a monster that keeps beating you and you're dodging, try parry. Try parrying, try doing a perfect parry. It might change the entire fight. I kept getting beat by this shield arm thing, and I was getting frustrated. As soon as I changed to perfect parry, I absolutely annihilated it. It didn't even grab me. I got hit a couple of times, but that was my bad timing. I didn't time the perfect parry right, and I got hit. But most of it, when I landed it, which were most of the time, the perfect parry, when I landed it most of the time, I absolutely annihilated it. So you can try different things. So that works. Which I did kind of like. I thought that were a really good thing. Then the skill tree, it's not overcomplicated. It's not like there's, I know I say not overcomplicated. There were like 3 sections you could look at, and then there were like 2 that were still locked. But still, it's not like it's not, I've seen some skill trees that are so complicated, it's incredible, like littlest nuance thing. This isn't like that, but it still gives you all the moves you need to be able to demolish any monster in this game. It's balanced really nice. It'll like say, this skill will counter when the monster does this. Even the blue attack I was on about that lets them grab you and things like that, there's even one that you can use that and it counters that. And then if there's something else that they do, a special attack, you'll have something that can counter it. There'll be a skill you can unlock that encounters it. And I like that. It's not overly complicated, but they give you enough to do the job. And it works really well. And I think that's really good. I think it's really, really smart. Now, graphics, excellent. Excellent graphics. Obviously, the character models were great, but, Eve, Techie, the guy, everybody, the monsters, all the models were great in this. But it wasn't just that. I mean, the destruction of the environment, particles flying around, everything like that, everything worked just right. Big explosions looked great, and the mess it made, the way the whatever exploded got strewn along the landscape and the area, it looked amazing. And everything, and it gave you that immersion. There was a nice immersion to it, and I really enjoyed the graphics side of it. Some of the monsters had like a Dark Souls kind of look, like big things, like early on you meet this big fat monster with big red balls on end that kind of blow up and that, and it's like, yeah, I can imagine that being in some Souls games, that kind of thing. But and it worked well. The monsters fought well. They had their own. The mechanics were the mechanics that they used in fighting was separate enough to make them individual, but they were really nice. The alpha monster you saw that came flying in like a big crow thing, that looked great. It would created really well. All the models, from the humans to the monsters and everything, were crafted so well and looked really good. And for some reason, they actually fit the environment as well. They just did. I didn't question it. I didn't think like, oh, these look a bit weird here. They felt like they belonged in that environment, which I think also was smart. I'm not saying that was something they meant to do, but it just did. I just felt like that worked. So graphics I thought were excellent all the way through. Then we're going to sound. The sound were great. Sounds, there were absolutely no. Oh, sorry, hit the mic. There were no problem with the sound at all. No weird sounds that shouldn't be there, that didn't work in context. Everything worked within the environment. Music was fun. It was lively. You could change tunes in certain places, like a little radio you can change tunes with, and that. The music was fun. It kept you moving forward, which I like. I like music that keeps you, that isn't oppressive, and it just gets you feeling like you want to keep moving and you keep pushing forward, and it's good. Then it switched to like intense battle music when the fights came, which we know usually happens in games, but it did, and that kept the combat mood strong and added to the enjoyment of the fight. Dialogue was good. I mean, obviously, the voice acting. The voice acting was absolutely amazing. I love the voice acting. The voice actors were great. No problems with the voice actors whatsoever. Some of the dialogue were a bit cringy, like, we must move forward. Do not give up now. This kind of thing. It's like you've heard it 1,000 times before. But the point is, it was still delivered nice. And even though it was a bit cringy, it was still fun. And all in all, the sound, the dialogue, all worked together well. It fit into this demo nicely. But again, another pat on the back for the VAs. I think the voice actors were absolutely amazing. So they did a great job. I'm looking forward to it. So, all in all, this demo really excited me and made me look forward to the game. After playing the demo, my pre-order went in. Now, I was going to buy the game just to piss off the crying bitches that picking on this game just because they couldn't get their hands on it to spoil it. But I then decided, nah, I'm going to play the demo and see if the demo can sell it to me. See if the demo can sell me this game. So I played the game, and after I played the demo, and after I'd done, that pre-order went in. And that's only purely from what the demo showed me and gave me. I was happy. I was happy that the demo made me want the game in the end. But the fact that I could give a middle finger to the bitches that want to insult the game and body shame an innocent woman just because they couldn't get their hands on it to spoil it makes me smile even more, because they deserve nothing but contempt. And we will vote with our wallets, just like they did with Hogwarts Legacy, just like they did with Power World, just like they did with many other games where people have gone against them, opposed them, tried to have them taken down or destroyed, and then they've completely broke records. We'll vote with our wallet, and we'll see how well it does. That's my breakdown of Stellar Blade. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day.